Well, hi there, and welcome to our Creating a Customized GPT Agent. My name is Ginger Bell, and I am excited to be live streaming this to all of you today. So I know a lot of you registered for this. This is a recording that I'm doing. So we're streaming it live. We do have a recording. So if you are joining us today, you should be able to see my screen. And there is a handout, which I have posted in the comments. And so you can access that. And you can post comments. So if you would like to post comments, please feel free to do that for questions that you have as we go along. But we do have a lot of information we'll be covering today. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just concentrate on the screens here. And if you can type into the chat, let me know that you are seeing us okay. That would be great. And if you have questions, you can type them into the chat box as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The handout that I have gives step-by-step guides on how to create a customized GPT. And so this is specifically for ChatGPT. And you can get the handout. It is located in the chat box, and then I'll post it on the links below after the recording as well. If you are just getting started with chat, or if you want to become more advanced with chat, I do have a Chat GPT Mastery course. It's available at AIMasteryCenter.com. We have a special price, $100 off for those of you who are watching this. If you use the code CHAT, you can type that in there. And for this special group, for a limited time, as we go through these steps, if you purchase the ChatGPT Mastery course, we will actually create your customized GPT with you. So we have a form you're going to fill out and set that up, and then we're going to actually do a live call with you one-on-one and set up your GPT for you. So if you're interested in that, then that's a great opportunity for you to get this done. So I want to, first of all, I'm going to kind of be going back and forth a little bit. We're actually going to get a live demonstration here, so I'm going to get into chat in a minute. But it's important to know you need to have the paid version. So this is not on the free version. This is only on the paid version. So step number one is to log into your paid version. And then what I've created, I'm calling it an MLO agent import form. So this is for our loan originator clients who are setting up their ChatGPT agent for their mortgage marketing. And so I have a link. And again, this handout I've posted, I have live links to all of these input forms, but that's really the first step. So I'm going to hop off of this slide deck here, and I'm going to come over here, and we're going to actually open up what this agent form looks like. So again, this is in the chat. You can click on that, and it'll open up into a Word document. And that Word document looks like this. And what I've done, and we've been really testing, setting up GPT agents for the past several months for many of our clients that we do their podcasting and their video production, and it saves so much time. So what we've done is put this together. Some of these things you may not have. So it begins with your name, your company name, your website, your brand name. Branding obviously as an individual is important, so whatever that is. If you have a podcast, we have a section there for you to fill out with your information. The host bio, your podcast name, your podcast URL, your podcast description, sponsor name, so that's your company name, and then the company URL. And then I've also included a place there for your licensing information. So these are the disclosures that usually go on the bottom of your website. And so you can do that, obviously changing out what the NMLS number is, so doing that. And then I've also included, to keep you in compliance, the NMLS consumer access and the equal housing opportunity. So what this will do will have all of that information automatically included into the prompts that you create. your NMLS number, so your company number, your individual number, address, contact number, email, and then your social media links. And these are your full links. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a minute. But these are your full links. And so you'll have access to that. And then I've also included just a standard disclaimer that the information is for informational purposes only. This is just kind of a CYA. And then I've included some templates of hashtags in here. So you have access to this template. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's filled out. And so we've created our dummy, not dummy, our agent, our sample, I guess we'll call it, our sample mortgage loan originator agent. And so I have completed all of this information here, and this will give you an idea on what that looks like as far as completing all of this information in here. And so that's the first step, is to complete this information. And then once you have completed this information, save it onto your computer, put it into a special folder, save it. That way, if things change, if your licensing information changes, all you have to do is just go back in there and update it. Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two, we have created an MLO prompt guide form. So if you've been using ChatGPT for a little bit, you can find that some of the prompts are very generic. And what we want to do is have ChatGPT speak in conversational tones with information that's engaging and that speaks to your audience. And so what we've done is we have created a prompt guide form. And so I'm going to open that up real quick. I'm going to show you the example that we have. And this is a template form. So we have all of this information already loaded into the form. You can change it however you want to change it, add things to it, change your geographic locations. But we've put your age range as far as your target audience, whatever that is, you can complete that. I'm going to have an audience understanding. And so really just giving Chat an idea on how to give you your prompts, your content back. And we have a content focus. So what that focus is, what the engagement strategy is as well, visibility, educational approach, your company agent details. So this is you as far as your values, your expertise, that you're client centric, and then your unique selling proposition. So adding that, changing that. And then distribution, so where you're distributing the information to, and then feedback and iteration. And so again, this is a template. You can add it, you can change it, you can keep it as it is, whatever that is. But that's what we're going to be using to guide ChatGPT on its output for your prompts. So that is where we are with step number two. So those two things you want to do, first of all, complete your input form. Second, review and complete your prompt guide form, and save both of these onto your computer. That way you have them. Once we have that, now we're going to get into chat. So you're going to log into ChatGPT, and then we're going to click on Explore GPTs. And so what we'll do here, I'm going to pop over here, and here we are in chat. And so you're going to open your sidebar. You're going to click on Explore GPTs. And then what we're going to do is we are going to create a GPT. So this is what you're going to do to set up this GPT agent. And so we're going to click on Create. And then the next thing we're going to do is, instead of clicking on Configure, we are going to click on Create. So you can see there's two different buttons here. We're going to actually click on Create, and Chat is going to guide us through creating this GPT. And so the prompt in here you want to click, which is step 4, is create a GPT agent for, and then your name. And so we can copy and paste this. And I'm going to use my example, which is Rick Best. So we are going to put this in here, and we're going to put Rick's name in here. So it's Rick Best. And then we're going to send this off to Chat. And now chat's going to name this. It's going to automatically name this agent. And you can go with whatever it gives you, or you can change the name. So as it's going through this, then it's going to come back and it's going to give us a name for the GPT. And then we'll see what that is. And then once that is done, then we'll go on to the next step. So as it's creating that, then we will wait and see what it does. And it'll usually give us a preview on that. So it's Rick Best Marketing GPT. That's exactly what we want. And so that's perfect. And now it's going to name that. And it asks, does that work for you? And we can type in, yes, that works. So now it's going to name that GPT. That's important because if you're going to start building different GPTs, you want to know exactly which GPT you're working with. So right now we're just setting up your standard GPT that is going to go with your marketing. And that's really the goal of what we're doing, is to set up a GPT that you can put your marketing through. So the next thing it's doing is it is creating a profile picture, and it just comes up with a generic one. That one is not bad. You can rename it. So if you want to, you can say, give me something with a house. Because obviously we're dealing with real estate. So, and then it's going to come back. It's going to create another picture. Now you can upload your logo in here, but I will tell you, chat does not always hang on to that logo. We've had some issues with it hanging on to that. So we just let it come up with a picture. Okay, so that works. So now we've named our GPT and we have given it a picture. So that was step 4. We're going to prompt it to name it, and then we're going to create a profile picture. So now that GPT is set up. And then we move on to step 5, which is to configure the GPT. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to click on configure. So the first one was on create, and now we're going to go and configure it. So there's the name, there's the description, and so you can change that if you want to. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into instructions, and we're going to set up the special instructions for this GPT. And so what we're going to do right here is we're going to open this box. It expands on this arrow right here. So we're going to open that box, and there we're going to have more information that we can put in, which brings us to step 6. So what I've created is what we call GPT instructions. And so here are our GPT instructions. And what you're going to do, and we have formatted this so that it's going to give us everything that we need when it is generating your marketing for you. And so some of the things we've done, I'm going to copy and paste this in here. So we're going to go back over here. We've expanded this box. I'm going to get rid of what it automatically created, and I'm going to copy and paste the instructions that I have made. What I've done is I have asked it to meet the goals of the custom GPT using OpenAI's prompt engineering guide, and I've pasted that in there. So now it's going to pull from that information and it's going to follow the best examples of using OpenAI's prompt engineering guidebook. And then the next thing is I've included the primary goal, an objective, the audience, how I want the information to be. So you can see here, as a creative GPT, your writing style should be informative, engaging, incorporate a light touch of humor. You can change this to whatever you want. I put in here your rating should be at a 5th grade level because we want it to be easy to understand. And so by telling chat at what level, then it makes it to where it's easy to understand. You can change this. We have found that that gives us a good level of understanding. And then for this particular agent, I'm setting up that they have a podcast. We produce podcasts for a lot of our clients. And so we put that in there. I've also instructed chat to always use full URLs with the HTTPS in it, because if you don't, chat will just give you a name, so website, and then the link is underneath. And that's harder to take that information and put that into your social media. So I'm giving it specific instructions on what it should be doing to be able to give us good prompts. And then I've also asked it to include licensing information, address, contact, email, again, social media links with the full URLs, licensing and disclaimers, hashtags. And then in the podcast description, I've asked it to also include that. And then for social media posts, I don't need as much information. If I have the podcast to do the podcast, whatever you want to put in here, we've again included all that. And then always, if you're asking for a data source, we want it to reference the data source, and then to build the prompts in the format. So include details in the query. If you have a query, ask the model to adopt a persona, which we're doing. And then we ask for delimiters. And so that way we can have bold inputs when we're doing a blog post. And then specify steps if there's steps in a task. Provide examples if we're inviting for examples. And then specify the desired length of the output, because sometimes our output's going to be a little bit bigger. So now we have copy and pasted this set of actual instructions that I've created for you. The next thing we want to do is we want to copy and paste this agent input form. So when we have gone and completed this form, so we're going to use Rick's here, it has all your information in it. And so that's why you complete this ahead of time, is because now that we have all this information, all I have to do is copy this information here. And I'm going to go into chat. And at the end of this prompt that I have here, I'm going to add all of that licensing information. And so if you want to get a space when you're in chat, you hit Shift and Enter, and that will give us a space. Now we're going to input all of that licensing information. So now what we've done is we have included all of your information in here with the website and everything. And so it makes it easy for it to pull all that information. So we're going to close this out, and it's in there. So you are limited to 3,000 characters in your instructions. So now we've done that. So I'm going to go back. We've completed your agent input form. And I'm going to go back up here. So we've created your agent input form. We've created your prompt guide. And so those are instructions on for ChatGPT to follow as far as your audience, some of their needs, all of those things. And then we've created the agent for step 4. Step 5, we configured, and that's where we are right now. So we've copy and pasted the GPT instructions, which I've written for you. And then we've put your MLO agent input form. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to close this, and we're going to click on Save and Confirm. So we're going to go over here. On the right-hand side, we have Save and Confirm. Now, it defaults to everyone. We do not want everyone in the world to have access to this GPT. So you want to do one of two things. You want to either click on anyone with a link, which means you can share this with your team, or you can click on only me. I like to do the anyone with a link. That way I can share it. So we're going to click on that. We're going to click on confirm. And now what chat's going to do is it's going to save that. And now all that information is in there. If you want to go back and see it, we're going to click over here on the drop-down arrow, and we're going to click on edit. And when we click on edit, it's going to pull that information back up again. And now we can see all of our instructions are in here and saved. And now we're going to go into uploading into knowledge. So that form that we've created, your guide form, we are now going to upload that into knowledge. Now, ChatGPT can hold a variety of files. We have some of our GPTs, we've uploaded the VA handbook, FHA guides. You can upload your branding guide. You can upload your bio. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can upload in here. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit the GPT and we're going to upload the prompt guide form. And again, I have this for you. And so here, this is Rick Best. This is his prompt guide form that we've created. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on upload files. And I am going to go to my desktop and I am going to get this prompt guide form and I'm going to upload that in there. Now it's going to have it, it's going to save it. It is always going to be there. And so we will have access to this at all times. And I'm looking at some questions. Carlos, yes, there is a recording. I'm streaming live right now to a variety of platforms, including our YouTube channel, but I will send a recording of this out to you tomorrow as well, or maybe this afternoon. Okay, so we have our knowledge guide up here. And so we've uploaded that, and then we're going to click on update and confirm. Now, I believe in doing this often just in case chat decides to have a hiccup and you don't want to lose your information. So now it's saying, okay, published, and you can view the GPT. So now we can see this is our GPT. So we have created this, we've given it instructions, we've uploaded our guide as far as how we want it to give us our output. And so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to set up our prompts, and these are called conversation starters. So as you can see, it made up some of its own little prompts here. Those are too generic. I don't want those. I want something that you're going to be able to use over and over and over again. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our GPT, and you see this arrow right here, and we're going to click on Edit GPT, and that's going to take us back where we were under Configure. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up these prompts for your marketing. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to do a weekly video marketing prompt. If you're not doing video marketing, you need to be doing video marketing. If you know me, this is a really big thing. And so what I've done is I've created a prompt. And again, you have access to all of these. They're in a Word document. You can use them. So this is the weekly video marketing prompt. And this is what that prompt looks like. And again, you don't have to reinvent this. We've been playing around this for months. We know what works as far as prompts and how to set these up. So I have set this up where all you have to do is go and put in your information in here. And so even though we've already loaded it in there, I still want to have that in there just so that it knows exactly what I want. So we're going to put in Rick's name, Rick Best, and his company is Best Mortgage, and then the NMLS numbers. And again, always remember, you probably need to make sure you have both numbers, your MLO number and your number from your company. So those two things I recommend. And then we're going to set up the website. I always recommend using the full URL. And so we'll just do that. And then whatever your phone number is, put your phone number in, or whatever information you want included in here, you can use that. Now, again, we've given it instructions already, but now we're just going to remind it. Once you get that in here, all you need to do is take and copy this prompt. So we're going to Control C, and we're going to right here, copy and paste the weekly video marketing prompt, and we're going to go into our conversation starters, and we're going to make that the very first conversation starter. And so what you will have and what that looks like is something that is very easy for you to identify. And so when that gets in there, and I'm going to go through what these all look like in just a little bit. You can see at the very beginning, when we scroll over to the very beginning here, I've set it up to where it tells you exactly what this is for your prompt. And so this prompt, actually, I think I'm just going to, we'll get there eventually. So I'll save it and then you can see it. So we have our weekly video marketing prompt. And then what we're going to do is we're going to update. So we're going to click on save, anyone with a link, and we're going to click on confirm. And you will see that prompt is in there. So that's our video marketing. So you know when you need to do your plan for the video that you're doing for the week, that's the prompt you're going to use. Okay, I am going to look to see if we have any questions because we may have some right now. You guys are doing good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we have our video marketing prompt. Now we're going to go and we're going to set up the second prompt. So we're going to go back in, click on our arrow, we're going to edit our GPT, and we're going to go back to those conversation starters. And so here's our first conversation starter. Now we're going to make a second conversation starter, or a second prompt. And what I've set up, this is a social media LO prompt. And so this is for marketing that you want to do for social media. And so that is this prompt right here. And you can see this is develop my marketing content for this week. And I'm not going to read through this because we're going to go through some examples in a little bit. So you're going to fill in your information in here. And then I am going to, now we want to copy all of it because when we copy the top part, that's going to make it easy for us to know what that prompt is. So we're going to go into chat and I am going to just paste that conversation starter in there. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click on save and confirm. And now that's going to give us our second prompt. And if we view the GPT, we can see we've got our video marketing prompt here. And now we have our social media LO prompt here. So now we have two prompts that are set up. The next thing we do after we update and confirm and save often, then we're going to go back and we're going to click on our drop down and we're going to edit our GPT. It's going to bring us back to configure. And now we're going to set up our third conversation starter. And you can put whatever you want in here. I have just created these because it's something that I know as a loan originator, it's helpful for you to be able to use this and it makes it easy for you to do your social media. And so here we have social media real estate agent prompt. And so in here, again, I have a link to that. And so we're going to open this. Now, this is a little bit different because this prompt I have set up for you to call your real estate agents, especially if they have a new listing or an open house, and to be able to say, hey, can I create some social media content for you? And now you can do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create this third prompt that's going to be for creating social media for a real estate agent, so a partner that you have. So we put that in there, and now I'm going to click on save, anyone with a link, and I'm going to click on confirm. So now when we view that GPT, we now have three prompts that are automatically set up. We have our video marketing, we have our social media marketing, we have our social media for a real estate agent, and now we're going to set up the fourth and final prompt. And so once we have updated and confirmed, which we've done that, and now we're going to go back in and we're going to add that fourth prompt. So we're going to click on Edit GPTs. That's going to take us back to configure. And now we're going to set up that fourth prompt right there. So it has a place for 5. The thing is that it only shows 4. So if you want to have like a bonus and you come back and add that, you can do that. But really, there's only 4 prompts that are going to show. So now we're going to go our next prompt, and you can put whatever, whatever you want in here. If you want an email prompt, if you want something else, you can put something else in there. But what I did is I created a prompt that is for brainstorm social media prompt. And so this prompt allows you to instruct ChatGPT for just different ideas. And so I set it up to where it's generic, and I'm going to put this in here now. So we've copied this. We're going to go back to our conversation starters, and we're going to put that in there. And then we're going to click on save, anyone with a link, and we're going to click on confirm. Now you're set up. You have just created your marketing GPT, and you have written 4 prompts that you can use to create social media for the week for you. And so I know a lot of you, like we do video marketing and podcast marketing for a lot of our clients. And I know there's a great individual, Chelsea Gardner, who does social media. So if you don't want to do this and you want to outsource, those are great resources to do that. If it's something you say, hey, I think I can handle this, or if you wanted to augment some of the things you're doing, then it's a good way to do that. So now we're going to go, and I'm going to look to see, how are you guys doing so far? Let me know. Questions that you have as we're going along. Is it making sense? Are your eyes crossing? You guys are doing okay here? Okay, I'm seeing smiley faces. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go through the prompts. So the first prompt we have is video marketing. So if you're doing a video, now you can click on this, and we're going to send that prompt off. And so what we've put in the prompt is develop my marketing content for this week. I will give you the topic in the next prompt. Do not begin until I give this information. Once you receive that topic, I want you to create the following content in the order I have listed. I want you to include my licensing contact information on all items. And then we've put in the information in here. I want you to begin with the first item, and once I review the information you give me and approve it, I will type in next. And you can proceed to creating content for the next item on the list. I want the information to be exciting and professional, not too salesy, but prompt attention. I want you to use full links, including the HTTPS, and then that typed out with the website. Once you give me the information, I want you to ask, are you ready for the next item? Because I just want to keep ChatGPT on task. Sometimes it gets lazy in its prompting. So by setting this prompt up saying that it's going to say, hey, are you ready? Now we're having an interaction back and forth. It's kind of like training a new staff member. So you say, do you understand that? I want it to say, are you ready? And then I've given instructions. You will begin with the first item I asked you to create, which is number 1, the video script. So the idea in doing this, and this we do with a lot of our clients, to create a video script, and they record a video. And then they send it to us, and we do the editing, and we do the rest of it for them. If you don't have that, or you want to try this on your own, this is a way for you to do this. And so you can say, once I'm happy with your information, I will type in next, and I'll move on to the next item on the list. Do you understand? And then I gave it the list. So the first is a video script. So I wanted to write a video script for the topic, include a catchy opening and an introduction to me. The script should be informative and engaging and easy to understand. I do not need any direction or narrators in the script. If you don't put that in there, chat has a tendency to put in the directions. It's like, moving in to a beautiful house. You can see a family sitting by a fire. And we don't need that. I just want the script. I want a script that you're going to put into your teleprompter on your phone or on your computer that you can read. And if you don't want to do a script, it'll give you ideas, and then you can kind of just record it on your own. So include a call to action at the end of the script, which is very important. And I want you to ask me how long the script should be. Your question should be as follows. Do you want a script under a minute, over 5 minutes? Because you're going to do different videos. Some are longer, some are shorter, and you may want something longer for this week. Once I tell you how long I want the script to be, you will begin writing the script. Do not give me any scene directions or narrator instructions on the script. I only want the words for the scripts. And again, that redundancy for chat is important. Number two, once it does the script, I want it to do a YouTube description, and I want it to be at least 500 words, and I want it to include hashtags. Number three is the social media post for the video. So create the social media post for the video. I want it to include a short, catchy headline. Number four is the social media post. So when you're building your content, you want to think about all the different things that you want. So social media posts for 2 graphics, which creates 2 social media posts that relate to the topic of the week. I only need the information. I want it to have a fun short headline. And then the next one we're going to have it create those graphics. Number 6 is the blog post. So you think about the marketing you're doing. You should be doing videos. You should be doing social media. You should be doing blogs onto your website. If you don't have a blog on your website, you should start one. It's great for SEO and for LinkedIn. And then I have it ask it to write the graphic and then an email newsletter. And again, I know a lot of you are not sending out newsletters. You should be sending out a weekly newsletter. And this is how you can do this. So that's the prompt that I've set up. Chat has come back and it said, it's understood me. Please share the topic for this week's marketing content and let me know how long you would like the video script to be. Under 1 minute, over 1 minute, or over 5 minutes. Oh, and my friend Chelsea is on. Hello, Chelsea. Okay, so now our topic, what do you guys think we should be doing for our topic? I'm going to use a generic one. Buying your first home, steps you need to know. And then I want it to be over 1 minute long. Okay, so now I've given it the instructions. I've given it the topic. You can get into more detail if you want to. You could put in, helping a VA get their home loan. You can put in a reverse mortgage. You can put in saving for a down payment. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. Okay, so now it has given me a script and it has included the name, which is what I wanted. And then it goes through very simple, talks about the mortgage loan process, and then searching, and then offer time. So it goes through the steps and then closing days. And then our call to action is buying your first home is a journey of learning and excitement. At Best Mortgage, we're here to ensure you have all the information support you need. Ready to take the first step? Give me a call. And then whatever information, if you have a website you want to go to, if you have an email, whatever that is, you can put that in there. And it's included the NMLS information. So there's your script. So now all you have to do is take that script. You can put it into your teleprompter on your phone and you can record that script. And now we're going to go on to the next item. And I don't have to think about what that is because it's already set up for you. So the next item, you have a video. Guess what you're going to need? You're going to need a YouTube description because that's where that video should be going. I don't care if you're posting just on social. You should always be posting your videos. If you record a video, it should go onto your YouTube channel. That's just Ginger's rule book. So how cool is this? I set everything up. So because we set up this agent the way that we did, now it didn't put in my YouTube channel link and it didn't put in my company address or my email. And so, and I'm going to ask it to do this. And this is one of those things, even though we have a prompt in there, sometimes chat gets a little lazy. And so we're going to put in YouTube web address and company address. And so let's see if it comes back. So now see what it's doing. It's searching its knowledge. And because we put this information in to the GPT, it's going to go to what maybe I didn't put in the YouTube link. That could have been for me. But when you put that in there, it's going to have that information in there. So that might have been on me. So as you fill out that information, then you'll have that information in there. So let's see. Yeah, it doesn't have that. So I must not have put the email address or the YouTube link or the company address in there. So when you put that in there, it's going to pull that information. But it has everything else. And so we can put that in there. So let's put, I'm just going to put it in there and see if it pulls that. And then we're just going to put in the, I have no idea who this person is. And then I just want to show you. And then Anytown, USA. Okay, so let's see if it's going to add that. Now it's going to go back in. It's going to put that information in there. Now, if you didn't put that in there, what you want to do is you want to go back to your configure and you can put that information in there. Okay, so now it's put that in there, which is great. It is following my instructions. That's putting in the full links, which is what I want, because when you copy and paste this to put into YouTube, I want to have all of these in here. I don't want to have to go back and put them in. So now you always have access to that. Okay, so now we have video script and we have our YouTube description. And so it says, are you ready for the next item? All I have to do is type in next. It automatically knows the next thing I'm going to do. I have a video, I put it on YouTube. Now I need to create my social media post. And so it's going to create that for me. And it's given a short, catchy headline, unlock the door to your dream home, a first-time homebuyer's guide. It's giving me the URL for the YouTube channel, which is perfect, and all the contact information. And so all you have to do is copy and paste this and put the video onto social media, and you're good to go. And now we're ready for the next item. So we're going to type in next. And now I have asked it to give me 2 social media posts for 2 graphics that are related to buying your first home. So we have the video, but I want to build on that, and I want to build around this topic for the week. And so it's giving me 2 different posts. I can put them out on 2 different days, and I'll have that. And so it gives me my emojis in here, everything in here, contact information. And so now you can put that onto your social media. And again, now we're going to type in next. Now the next thing I've done is I've asked it to create an image. What ChatGPT does is on the plus, it interacts with DALL-E, D-A-L-L-E. It stands for Salvador Dali and Wally is how they named it that, the combination of the two. It doesn't always work great. And that is not fantastic. So it's one of those things. The prompt is in there. I'm going to ask it not to include any words and see if it comes back. But if you get in with Canva and do it with Canva, it can get a little bit better, or you can create it in Canva as well. And so let's see if it comes back with anything that is a little bit better on that. And if not, then, you can go to creating a different graphic. I definitely recommend using graphics. So it didn't really follow the instructions that well. We've got 2 half things here. And again, I really believe as chat evolves, this will get a lot better, but you get an idea as far as what it's doing. Okay, so now we want to move on to the next item. So we have our video script, we have our YouTube description, we have our social media posts for the video, we have 2 additional social media posts, and so it's asking for any specific points. Remember when we set up the prompts, it's like we want to clarify information. And so make it in steps that are easy to follow. And if you have something in there, if you've written another one and you want to pull from that information, you can put that in there as well. And so now it's going to go. And because I've given it instructions on the steps, now it's giving me those steps. And so it's got step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. And then it has my call to action and my contact information, which is great. So we have a video script, YouTube description, 3 social media posts, 1 for the video, 2 for graphics. We now have a blog post that you can put onto your website or put onto something like LinkedIn, and Facebook. You can even do something on that as well. And I've asked it to make a graphic to go along with the blog post. So that one doesn't have words in it. It's a little bit better. Probably want something that's more of a banner than that, but you get the idea. If you're in a rush on this, this is something that's easy to do. So the next thing is, interesting. So it's asking me, because the next item and the final item is to do the newsletter. So I want to take that video and I want to send it out to my database. And guys, you should be emailing out. You should have 2 separate lists. You should have your referral partner list and you should have your consumer list. And so these are great things to send out on an email, because you can include your video that you just did, and you can do this weekly. You should be doing this weekly. And so we want response number 2 for the email newsletter, which it's given us. And so now all you have to do is copy, this is subject, unlock the door to your dream home. If you're sending this out to real estate agents, you can say you want to help buyers unlock the door to their dream home. And you can say, I've just made the video. Our latest video is in here. It's got the video link, which you can grab from YouTube, and then all this information. And honestly, within 10 minutes, we have all of that content. Okay, so I'm going to look for any questions. You guys are doing great. Okay, you guys want to see the next prompt? I'm going to click on a new chat. And this is the social media LO prompt. So this is for you. And so this is not the video script. This is to develop my marketing content for the week. And I have act as a loan officer, create a compelling, eye-catching Facebook, Instagram post. It should include this information. Do not begin with the information until I've received the topic, and then has the information in here as far as this, the phone number, and then I've given it instructions of what I want, social media post, and then the graphics. So if you don't have a video and you just want to do just a quick social media post, this is the prompt that you can use. Oh, and I didn't put in the topic. So, I'm going to put in here your VA home loan benefits. So the topic is tapping into your VA home loan benefits. And again, when we saved your knowledge guide, if you want to put your guidelines in there from your company, or if you're a broker from some of your lenders, or put the VA handbook, it's going to pull that information. So it's going to check that knowledge base and it's going to get that information in there. And so now it's giving us why choose a VA loan. And then it's got your information in here. Nice, quick little thing, not too big, not too wordy, very simple. We want it that way because we've instructed it to write in what? A 5th grade level. And so we're happy with that post. We can type on next. And from there, it should create our graphic. So again, now it's communicating with Dolly. Used to be able to, you had to pull that up. Now it just automatically communicates with that, which is really cool. And so now it is creating that image. So you're going to have access to that. Oh, it errored out, but it corrected itself. And you'll see that. So sometimes when I'm doing a video like this, I don't take out those errors because I want you to know that this kind of stuff happens to everyone. It's not just you. I get it all the time as well. So it doesn't seem like it's interacting very well with Dolly for some reason. Could be, a variety of reasons for that. We'll give it one more time, and then afterwards, if it doesn't do it, that's okay. But that's our prompt here. So this prompt was just to create a quick little social media post, to create an image for that. You can create that image in Canva if you want to do that, but it's a way for you to be able to do that. And I don't know if it's going to create another one. It seems to be taking an awfully long time. Oh, we did. So, and again, when it includes the wording on it, it doesn't always turn out too well. So I'm not sure what that gibberish is. Um, so Dolly does have a little bit of work to do, but you may get lucky and just say, give me a photo with a home and an American flag. And then you could even take that and move that into Canva and do something like that. But you get the idea here to be able to just create a graphic. And if you already have a graphic, then that's fantastic. You can do that as well. So now it's creating that image. We'll see if it comes back with anything that is worth using. It may or may not. But we have our social media post. I'm going to go up here. So this is our post. So what you can do is copy, paste this into your social media. So yeah, not bad. It gave us something. So we could use something like that. You could put it into Canva and enhance that if you wanted to. But now we are good to go. And so I'm going to see if there's anything else on this list. I'm going to type in next. We should be done. And so we're done with that. So that is your social media prompt. So now we're going to go back and I'm going to click on new chat. And the next thing I want to do is this is the social media for real estate agents. So let's say you talk to a real estate agent and say, hey, I see you have a listing coming up, or if they have an open house coming up, let me make a social media post for you. And they say, wow, that'd be great. And so what I've set up the prompt to do is to ask you these questions. And so it comes back and it says, hey, I know what I'm supposed to do, but before I do that, I need to get some details. So the nice thing is the way I've set it up is all you have to do is take and copy this. We're going to go down here into our message and we're going to paste that in here. And now we're just going to fill in the blank. And we're going to put all of the information and then contact information. It's a popular number. And then the property address. And then whatever that is. And then if there's a property link, then we're going to include the property link. Remember to include your HTTPS. And then is there an open house for the listing? If there is, yes, it is on Saturday, March 9th, and then the time. So 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And now we're going to send this off. So now it's going to have my prompt, which is to give me a social media post for the information in this property. And so it's going to pull all that information. Dream Home Alert, join us for an exclusive open house event at 123 Main Street, Maintown, USA, this Saturday, March 9th, 10 a.m. to 1. Discover the perfect blend of comfort and elegance in this stunning property. Ready to welcome you home. So it has the date, the time, the location, a more details link, presented by Sue Broker with Sue's Brokerage. Your dream of owning the perfect home is an open house away. And then for more information. And so now it says, am I ready for the next item, which is to create a graphic for it. So we're going to see if it comes up with an image. I can tell you I've been playing around with it, and we have a real estate agent. We manage their videos and social media. And so she had, I think, 3 open houses last week in Kansas City. And so we just went on to the listing and grabbed some copies of the actual listing and then uploaded them in here, and it put all of those together. And so that's another thing that you can do as well. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. We're going to see if it creates an image. But if you're going to have that property link typically has photos in it. And so we have an open house. Not bad. 10 to 1 p.m. I don't know why the graphics aren't great. But what you can do, and I'm going to ask it to create a flyer with these uploaded images. And I'm going to tell it, do not include any text. And so I'm going to see, I'm going to go in here and I'll have to find out where she is. Well, so this is what it actually did. I'm going to upload this one in here. So you can upload. And so this is the flyer that it made from those images. And so I'm going to see what it does with that to create another one. But you can go and add some other ones in here. So I'm going to see. I have to see where her folder is, which I don't think I am going to find it. Sorry, I wasn't planning on doing this. Oh, here's some. That is for another property. So I'm going to upload these 3 in here and see what it does. It's still working on creating this image here. And so we're going to do that and let it finish. And we've set up the next prompt, which you can set up those next prompts if you are waiting. That's fine to do that. And I'm going to look and see. You guys are so nice. Thanks for the comments. I appreciate it. Hey, they actually did pretty good. So here they created from the photos, it made a graphic. I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So we put these new photos in here and I didn't give it a prompt. So let's see if it's going to combine the other photos along with this one. But it looks like it's going to create the image. So we'll see what that looks like. And guys, I am recording this. I know we've covered a lot of steps, and this is one of those things that, trust me, it took a while to figure all of this out, and we've been playing around this for a long time, but I want to make this simple for you. And the idea is to get in there and start using it, because a lot of people I'm talking to that are in ChatGPT, they're like frustrated. It's like, I don't know how to use it. It's not giving me the results, and it will give you great results. But you have to think of it like it is a new staff member that knows absolutely nothing about the mortgage industry. Okay, so it just gave me one graphic. And so, but you can play around with this. So I want to get to the last prompt. And so I'm going to click on new chat. And this is your last one we set up, which is brainstorm social media prompts. So we're going to set that up. And it's going to generate 10 unique, engaging social media content ideas. And what it's doing, it's asking for the information here. And so what you can do, and again, you can do this for you can do this for a real estate partner. I'm going to have it use my information. Let me see if it'll do this in my GPT. And we'll see if it actually will pull that information. So now it's going in and searching knowledge. And because we set this up, how cool is this? I love it when things work. So because we set this up, and it looks like it didn't maybe grab the email, it's going to have that information. And so it's giving some ideas. And so we have a social media post here because we've asked it for some different social media posts. And so now it's just brainstorming some different ideas. So that's it. Those are 4 different prompts. We have set up your GPT and it's going to go through and finish up its thing. While it's doing that, I'm going to go in and I want to show you what we have done. I've set up your GPT and 4 different prompts. We have saved it, and now you're set up with those conversation starters, and you can follow this. And the idea is to be able to save all of these. If you want to share a chat, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go back in here, and you can, sorry, it's slow right now. So let's go ahead and save this. Okay. Um, I'm going to view my GPT. Now, if you want to share a chat, what you're going to do, so let's say we've got this. This is our social media real estate. So we're going to open this chat, this one we just did, and you can click on these three little dots right here and click on share. You can rename it. So if you want to rename it and call it Sue Broker Open House, and then put the date on. Now that's going to be in there and you're going to have that. So you can share this. So you can click on this, click on share. So the image, it says the conversations, sharing conversations with images. So we can't share the image, but you can copy this link and send them the link and they can put it in their chat GPT and be able to make adjustments to it. Or you can just copy this up here, say, hey, I just made this for you if you want to use this. Just some different ideas as far as how to use that. Okay, so I'm going to finish everything out. Additional GPTs you can create. You can have a GPT if you're doing a podcast. You can have a GPT for your YouTube to set up your YouTube. You can create a voice guide, which I'm not going to get into on this training, and you can upload guidelines. So if you want to learn how to use all of these advanced features in ChatGPT, I do have a mastery course. It's about 10 and a half hours long. It is online. It's in short little chunks. So you can watch a little bit, apply it, watch a little bit, apply it. But it goes through advanced features like this of what we just went through today. If you use the code chat, you take $100 off. It's normally $397. It takes it down to $297. And for a limited time, if you sign up, then I'm going to get on a Zoom call with you, and we're going to actually create your customized GPT. So everything that we just went through today, I'm going to get on and we're going to do that together and get it set up. Additional AI tools for you to use. We have our AI Mastery Center, and that is where the online learning is. We're going to constantly be adding training there, so check back often. We have our AI Clubhouse, which is our Facebook group, and we do a weekly live stream there. We have our AI Beehive. This is a directory that has all kinds of different AI technology tools that you can look for. We do a daily AI prompt, so we email a prompt to you every day. And then, of course, obviously chat. There's some additional tools that we use, video and in video. And then if you want to make more graphics, you can use Midjourney. The other thing that I've done is I have a ChatGPT prompt for mortgage and real estate professionals. So I'll send you a follow-up link on that. And what this is just some different prompts that you can have as far as, social media, storytelling, SEO optimization, tips and advice. There's a 30-day content calendar. There's an email newsletter. There's handwritten quotes. I mean, all these different things, just different things that I put together that can be helpful for you to be able to use in your ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm going to hop back on here, and I want to thank all of you for joining me today. We covered a ton of information, and it's just the beginning of getting started with chat. So if you're not in chat, get into chat. If you want to learn how to use chat more, hop on, take the course, AI Mastery Center. Follow us on our YouTube channel, which is AI Mastery Center. And I'm just excited. This is such an amazing time, and everything that we have an opportunity to use and to be able to share your experience and your expertise. So I want to thank you for joining me. And if there's anything I can do to help, please reach out to me. You can find me at meetgingerbell.com. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.